Hello everyone, my name is Priyank Pathak. So today the first agenda today is design thinking for Novice. I'll request Rohit to take over.
So we have Haresh Amre, who is currently the global head of delivery quality for persistent systems. So his primary role has been in maximizing the client value, optimizing the operational efficiency, and managing the enterprise risks and building the agile culture. So he has been managing a 40 plus professionals team, and he's also led a lot of transformation projects for his company across global. And he is a certified design thinking trainer and safe SPC. Over to you, Harish.
Hey, good morning, folks. I hope you are doing quite well.
Definitely.
Okay, so let me just get my screen and presenters mode. Okay, there we are. So, good morning, folks. Warm welcome to all of you, and thanks for signing up for the Agile Network India's series of sessions and showing that curiosity to learn more and contribute towards the growth in the community. So this is a story about maybe two and a half years. So 2.5 years back, we were signing up a large deal with one of the leading one of the leading banking service provider in the US, and it is going to be a purely outsourcing deal. As a part of this dialogue, there was a delegation which has come from the customer organization, and we were having when they have wanted to have a final session with the chairman and managing director of Persistent Systems, Dr. Anand Deshpande, just to interact with him, understand what is his philosophy about running an organization. As a part of that discussion on orientations, one of the executives from the customer side asked him a question. No, that okay. I mean, why do you how do you attract the talent, and what kind of a career that do you offer at Persistent System to your employees, and to all of us who are sitting in the room, to in our shocking surprise, Dr. Anand mentioned that no, that okay, we don't offer career to our employees. Okay, we create an environment where employees discover and live the purpose of their life. Okay, and in their purpose of their life, okay, if persistent fits or the ecosystem of the persistent fits, they stay with us. Otherwise, we build that capability. Work is a one part of their life. They be there with us. They grow, and at the certain point in life, if their purpose calls out to do different things, then they also move out of the organization. Having said that, we as an organization still take a pride that whatever the number of in the last 30 years of history of an organization, the people who has our significant strength a number of proportion of the employees are very high. Those who have stayed for more than 20 years plus in the organization. Now let's understand that there is an organization philosophy which is on a one hand, and what has got to do with design thinking as a conceptual note. Okay. Now, probably over the last 2 days, you would have all gone through the what is design thinking definition. Also, might have seen this trilogy of desirability, viability, and feasibility. But as it indicates, that is always starts with a human-centric, okay, and a desirability of what is expected for an individual. Okay. So when it comes to the career design, who is at the center? When I as an individual or my life is at the center. And what is my desirability of from my career or quote unquote the work life is. And if I have a certain aspect of desirability or objectives for my work life, whether it is going to be feasible and viable by creating the kind of a solutions that I would like to create for myself. Okay. And a little bit towards the end of the talk that, okay, I'll talk about it that, no, like how do we bring these aspects into the work environment of the persistent. And but when we studied this aspect, we started looking at it, no, no, are there any point of view available in the industry? And there were a couple of areas.
Fix for me skating, please.
There were a couple of areas. One was there was a point of view available into the enterprise. And second point of view was available from a Stanford Stanford University called Designing Your Life. Okay, and we looked at many of those aspects and then try to build it as a part of this program. So it's within the organization we run this as almost like a 2-day workshop, and I'm trying to sort of bring many of those as key learnings of some of those 2 days workshops over the next 20-25 minutes or so for your reference. In order to understand, first let's understand a very basic premise of a difference between the design and design thinking. Okay. So close your eyes, and if I tell you that, okay, design a product that will helpful to you to place a flower on the center table or a dining table, and at least 70 to 80% of us would witness that, okay, there is a flower vase kind of an arrangement or a kind of product should be there, which I would end up designing it, right? Close eyes again and imagine that you got to decorate the house or flower with a flower arrangement for the celebrating the festivals like Diwali or Dashera or Ganesh Chaturthi or anything that you believe in. And again, you would come to know about it, or most of us would be start thinking about a flower arrangement where there will be, like garlands of flowers and things like that at the door or at the, rangolis of the, and so on and so forth. And again, close your eyes and think about it, a scenario that, like design the flower arrangement that can create a pleasant, vibrant environment in the home and make guests cheerful. Now, all the three things, it is still about the flower arrangement. But what are the aspects of the design that we have moved on? First challenge, we are focusing on the features, functionality, something to hold the flowers on the center table. That aspect. So we are trying to design the feature of the products or the attributes of the products. In second dimension, design the flower arrangement for a home decor, for the festivals like Diwali and Dashera, where we are trying to create a certain kind of experience in the context of the Diwali or Dashera. But when we are moving from that dimension to the larger objectives, at the objective level, that create a pleasant and a vibrant environment in the home and make the guests cheerful, suddenly the number of alternatives from ones and twos or twos and threes and fives has gone to as many as 20s and 30s and many more. Okay, so this is one of the fundamental aspects that design thinking is not about designing features. Design thinking is not about creating the experiences. Design thinking is not about solving the problem, but design thinking is all about achieving the objectives. And when we move from a product features to the experience design to the understanding and appreciation of the objectives and start framing our challenges from the objective purpose, we are going to see a significant large number of alternatives possible for our reference. And that is the one aspect that we will start leveraging it. And that is one of the fundamental theme We'll also trying to bring it when we talk about start looking at the career design as a way to handle through the design thinking.
Okay, yeah, hopefully it works. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay.
Sorry, Harish, for the
No
interruption.
worries. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Now, if you look at that, most of us are coming from a engineering, scientific science background. Last time we would have touched, visualize, think concept of the visualization or designing something with the pen, colors and pen, probably, initial days of or final days of school. Maybe some of us would have pursued the engineering. The last as concept of a design would have come as a part of the machine design or engineering design related aspect or a circuit design related aspect. And all of them were coming from more of a analytical, logical approaches. Okay, life should be predictable. There should be a defined way of doing the things. Okay, our approaches should be logical and analytical. That's how our mindset have been created. But in those kind of scenario, when someone starts thinking, do not look at the data, but think intuitively. Okay, do not think in terms of a parts, but starts thinking holistically. Don't start looking at trends and inferences. Start, empathizing with people and relate with them. Many of these aspects we are not used to. And it is not that we can't do about it, but this is the mindset that we have not paid attention for many years of our life, our life. And today, many aspects of the problems that what we are seeing around us is because of the challenges associated with this mindset. When most of us would have thought about a career, where we would think about it, okay, I will get a good marks into the 12th, I will get into the science or a technology or engineering as a career. I would come out with from this background and opt for a best of the stable organization, and this stable organization would offer me a stable career path, and I will grow with the organization, and I'll grow in that career path. So we wanted a predictability kind of aspect. Okay, but when someone wants to move away from a predictability to the explorer's view, okay, when we go for a tracking, okay, there is a destination is known, but the paths are not known. Paths are not well carved out, and we go through that. We go about discovering our path while we do not lose the sight of that destination. So, what is going to be that explorer's path and mindset, and how do we go about bringing that explorer's path and mindset? That's what we wanted to look at as a part of this career design sessions. So there are certain kind of mindsets are there, and we should be looking at these mindsets. Now, concept of the mindset is not unknown to most of us. I'm assuming that most of us are having a career into the agile transformations. We understand what is lean agile mindset is, and similarly, innovations also requires mindset, and it may have an overlap vis-a-vis the certain aspect of the lean agile mindset also. But when we talk about a career design also requires a different kind of mindset, and these are the 6 aspects that we would like to focus on. First is about the curiosity. Each one of us wants to come to learn and grow, and if we wish to learn and grow, there got to be curiosity at the fundamental of things. Why this? Why? What is asking about the why, what is happening, and understanding and deciphering this aspect. That's going to be one of the fundamental need. Why? What should I do? And that is another aspect that one should be always be exploring as about. That's about the curiosity perspective. Second mindset is about trying this stuff. Okay, I want to explore XYZ career, but I do not know, or I want to play XYZ role. Have you thought about exploring taking an internship, considering an assignment into that specific area, working out for the free over a weekend, and trying to understand the integrity of those aspects? So that's the kind of explorer's mindset is necessary. Okay, reframe, and we are going to talk about a reframe in much more detail. One of the example of the reframe that I gave you when I explained you the difference between the like design and design thinking, moving from a product to the experience and objective aspect. So not losing out the objective and reorganizing the challenge. That's what the reframing is all about. Yes, it's an iterative incremental process. And we can't think about particularly in a current dynamic world, we can't think about the reality of an environment more than 3 to 5 years. And hence will be required to continuously evolutionary process where our planning of our planning horizon going to be anywhere between 3 years to 5 years based on at what path of journey we are having. Asking for a help. Okay, this is another area that we always lack. That like asking for a direction, asking for a help, and that is on one aspect. And definitely, telling your story. Okay, whatever that we have built, how that can become a stepping stone to the other aspects. And each one of these mindsets has a set of tools and many other aspects that we will talk about it. But one aspect that we probably I'm going to touch upon in today's session, and which will revolve around the reframing as a main aspect of the challenge. Okay. So let's look at it that are we willing to challenge the perspective about our career challenges? Okay. When we start looking at a career challenge, okay, we have many questions in mind. It could be, where am I in my career now, and what is my current reality? And that's where the empathy towards the self comes up. Okay. Second aspect is about self-awareness related aspect. What kind of activities that excites me? So that is another aspect of the career related challenge. And that is also about understanding the individual's reality. Third, what's the purpose of my career? Okay. And which is about the bringing an objective as a dimension, clarity about the objective. In which field I want to work and why I want to work in that field. Okay. What kind of assignment I want to work into the next 3 to 5 years. Okay. And then coming out with a possible set of solution. How am I going to achieve the same? So there is a host of challenges that we will be required to answer. And each of the challenge has a potential for a career, for a reframing is concerned. So first and foremost, like one of these aspects, when we start thinking about a career design, each one of thinks, okay, what am I going to do into next 3 to 5 years? And we pay much less attention to what am I doing now. Even if someone has a challenges vis-a-vis the career, we will talk about it, like, okay, I do not feel excited about my current reality of working. I'm not happy with my current situation or at the stage at what I'm in. And then pain area could be anything. It could be any of this aspect of the organizations or a career or the work environment that we may not be happy with it. But here what is necessary is that in a given point in time, there got to be an appreciation that in my current context of environment, I am good enough for now. When we talk about our life in the moment here and now, I have a job, I have a predictable income, which is ensuring the financial well-being for my family. Okay, I have a certain kind of a safety available to me when I'm in a current state of the work. So first and foremost is about it. Okay, in a given moment, have an appreciation that okay, I am good enough, and then let's start asking for what is going to be my bias for action. And bias for action is moving the step by step ahead. And one of the tool which is going to helpful to us is what I call it as a good work journal. Okay, on your every week, ask these 3 questions, and if you're able to ask in a reflection mode on a daily basis, also ask this. It is even better. What did I learn today? Okay, what are the new things that I initiated? Okay, what did I initiated, and whom did I help today? It's not necessarily okay, you have to find an answer for all the 3 questions every day. But once you ask these 3 questions and collect the data for 2 weeks of one sprint, in your sprint retrospective, you will realize that okay, we have started acknowledging the blessings of our life. Okay, we started realizing that okay, my career is or my work life today is also offering many things which I may not be, which I am overlooking at the things or I am not paying attention to. Because whatever my future's direction and the future aspect is going to get decided by how good or how well I am plowing my current reality and what is the maximum gain that I'm going to derive out of my current reality. So rather than really shooting for the moon and thinking about something right, start looking at it. No, what is my current reality, and then start asking that what is the next step of improvement that I should be doing it based on this my good work journal. Let's move to the second aspect is about it. No? And most of us would have always had this dilemma no? That I have to choose money or I have to choose meaning, purposeful career. If I really want to do, when I'm into the like whatever 9 to 5 job, or some of us are who may be having a lot of work pressures and challenges, might be like 12/5 job or 12/7 job. You say okay, I'm missing out on a meaning. Okay, or I'm in no really red race, and then the winners are also the right, and I'm really not deriving a meaning out of the life. Meaning out of the work that I'm doing. Let's reframe this challenge as that money and meaning are a two different aspect. Okay, our life is much more than the work life, and it is not necessary that money that work life should always be offering the meaning part also. So what is necessary is that in in the individual's life, there are three aspects are coming. Is my work currently is offering the desired set of money that I have? Second is it offering me that opportunity to make an impact? And that impact could be one small team, it could be a large program or a customer account or a business unit, and many more. So that is that's where what is the promotional aspects and the role and influence aspects also would come. And third aspect is about the expression. Is it providing me the opportunity where I can experiment with my ideas? I can start create something new. I can change. I can start with the change initiatives and many more. And all of these three are an independent dimension. Do a self-assessment on a scale of 0 to 10. That in my current work of assignment, what am I gaining, and where all these three among these three aspects, where am I? What work is giving it to me? And these three aspects of money, impact, and expression, those are going to vary from a freshers to the career manager to the person who's going to be at the executive level, and we will be required to adjust all the three aspects based on a holistic need that we may be having. So this is how the reframing helps us to look at from one reality to other reality, and then there will be appropriate tool which will help us to analyze our current reality. Another aspect that one need to pay attention to is about the kind of a problem that we are trying to solve. When we start looking at our work life, there'll be a different kind of challenges and issues will be there. Some are a gravity problem. Okay, gravity problems are which exist when they are unsolvable to you. If you need to live on Earth, we need to face the gravitational forces. But anchor problems are the problems where we have stuck ourselves to the one solutions. Okay. Say if someone is working with a startup kind of organization, a startup as an ecosystem would have a certain kind of certain excitements about the kind of a work that need to be done, but it may also have a certain limitations in terms of a kind of money it may offer. Okay. Now, the challenge would be that okay, I am getting from an expressions perspective, this is the job which is offering me a significant amount of the benefit to create something new. But from a money perspective, no, it may not be offering the best of the financial stability and then best of the pay packages. So if I do not want to move out of the startup for the need that I may have vis-a-vis the expression is concerned. But if that, and in those kind of environment also still you want to address money as a problem, then you will be required to start looking at it that, okay, beyond my salary, what are the other avenues that I might be having where I can earn adequate money to fulfill my financial commitment to my family and then other financial obligation. So recognize that whether the problem that I'm dealing with, is it a gravity problem which cannot be changed, or is it an anchor problem where I'm got stuck with the one solution. And one of this aspect is many of us got stuck. Feel okay. Oh, I've got stuck my in career. I have work environment is toxic, or I have a quite painful managers, or I'm not happy with my team. Okay, and we always got to be blaming the everyone around us. Okay, and where we said, okay, because of those aspects that I got stuck. Reframe this aspect as, no, I am never stuck. Okay, the onus of making the difference and impact to my life is with me, and I should be able to find out what is going to be that a minimum actionable problem, and that minimal actionable problem is going to exist because of the kind of a framing that what we have done. One of the common challenges that we come across into our workshop is, oh, I'm not happy with my boss. But you are not happy with your boss because he's as an individual, or there are certain circumstances. Is it a behavior as an individual, or is it a behavior because he's too demanding and he's asking you to work hard and pressurizing you in a hard part of it? And most of the time that we would see that, no, it is more about the unreasonable demands and related aspect. And hence, rather than framing the challenge as I'm not happy with my boss, reframe the challenge is that, okay, how might I work to address or work to meet the elevated demands of the work that I have in the time available to me. And hence, when we reframe the challenge from an individual to reframe the challenge in terms of the work environment, there will always be a multiple set of options would be available. And in that exploring those options, you may also go and work with your boss in order to find the solutions to some of these aspects. So reframing is a very powerful tool which would helpful to us to understand the different aspects of the work life and redesign the challenges and work towards those challenges. Next aspect that one need to look at it is, like what are the other aspects which are affecting your career choices, and there are n number of possibilities would be there. Again, it would be difficult for one to go and optimize on so many parameters. Each and every outcome can be expressed in a form of y is a function of x. But when the variables are too many, they are difficult to control. So one will be required to think about it at any given point in time. What are the top 2 or top 3 variables which are influencing my career choices, which I need to pay attention to? And these aspects are going to be different. And this is where that point is going to come. Look at that 3-year window, okay, and see, okay, in next 3-year window, which are the top 3 or 4 variables that I need to pay attention to? Okay, sometimes it's going to be for the freshers who are still spending 3 to 5 years of a career, there may not be many constraints. The newly wedded people would have a different kind of constraints. The parents of a newborn would have a different kind of priorities. The people who are into the kids are into teenage, and when they are settling for they are in a education formative years of standard 8 to 12, they would have a different kind of priorities. People who are into the 50s and looking for that final corner office, at that point in time, the career choices are going to be different. But and hence it cannot this cannot be lifelong career design. We got to be planning in the cycles of 3 to 5 years and making a progress, a release after release, every quarter. Last but not least is apart from those aspects, is there something larger than the larger pole star, which is driving your career choices, and somewhere defining that purpose is essential. I mean, there are significant number of frameworks today are available. Simon Sinek's start with the why could be one of the well established and very simple framework that I would like to offer to you. And go through that video all over again, and then try to see that, okay, what am I looking from the job or the work that I'm doing, and why I would like to work with this organization, or why I would like to get into those roles. But many of these aspects are definitely going to be helpful to us. So, folks, today I have touched upon a very critical two aspects of the career design from a toolkit perspective, or three aspects. One is about the different kind of mindset. Second is in terms of reframing the current situation and coming out with the challenges. And third aspect is about the defining the purpose. But all said and done, these are the different tools. Tools will offer you a superpower. But what are we going to do with that superpower? That's what is going to be critical. So figure it out that, okay, you have a tool set of hammer and chisel with you. With that tool set, we can also have a mindset of a worker that, okay, I will go and earn my daily wages. You can also have a mindset of an artist that I'm a sculptor, I'll create the statues and I'll sell those statues. But you can also have a mindset of am I contributing towards the spiritual revolution by creating the statues for the temples and providing those helping hand to create those series of temples. Toolset level, it is still those two tools of chisel and hammer with you. But how we go about creating the mindset and creating the career aspect of that, that's going to make a difference. Okay. So, folks, with that, let me stop over here, and probably, if time permits, I can take one or two questions. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have one question from Rakesh Chandra Goyalji. So
Sure.
would self SWOT analysis help in career design? Maybe if you can just summarize in one or two points, that'd be great, because we need to move on.
Definitely. SWOT analysis is definitely one of those aspects. SWOT analysis for me as an individual is definitely a good tool which would help us to do a reality check, and which, as I mentioned to you, mentioned as a part of the session, these tool sets are going to helpful to us at this stage. Where am I? Okay. Because my further stages can be designed only if we have a good understanding of my current reality. So SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, and what are the opportunities and threats is definitely keeping the individual self in mind is definitely one of the good tools to start with to understand where am I. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Haresh. It was great listening to you and getting the insights about how people can actually plan their career with respect to design thinking and getting the right amount of balance between different KPIs. Yeah. Thank you.